Hi, hello. How nice to see you. Olá, Sara, como estás? Hi, Gorav. Hi, Anita. I opened the live a little early so we can talk a little before everybody comes. When we are at 9:30, I start to talk a little about the chat today. Hi. Que bueno, Sara, que bueno verte. Como está todo em Venezuela? Gracias. Thank you so much. Great to see you guys also. I am very excited because I will start to share a little some thoughts and do the dialogue that I used to do when I was working in Bayer or in Roche. We had so many good dialogues when we were just sitting and talking about some topics. Hi, Abhishek. Hi. Hi, Toshik. Nice to see you. Hi, Lucia. Hi, Vinita. How nice to see you guys. Hello. Hello. Hi, everybody. Very nice to see you all. I will try to bring a kind of dialogue, coffee time for us to discuss some topics that are coming. And then also I will try to answer some questions. And this week, I was thinking a lot about compassion in the organization, compassion in our life in general. And I wanted to bring a little this context to you guys for you to think with me about compassion, about why it is important to have compassion, why compassion can be part of the skills that we have to be good human beings, but also good in our professional life. I think that many people read like compassion and increase in efficiency and productivity. There is some feelings that appear inside us that we tell it seems that it doesn't go together. So to be compassionate, it seems completely different from being efficient and productive. I think that this is the biggest mistake that we have nowadays, and the reason why many people suffer when they are very compassionate in the professional setup, because many people think that it's being fragile or it's not being strong. So there are lots of people in the last year that have asked me in my coaching sessions, in my mentorship sessions. They are asking, how can we be compassionate? How can we still be compassionate and be that guy that is striving for the best and receiving promotions or being recognized with the family and other people? And this is something that struck me, and I wanted to have this dialogue and talk with you about this. I think that the actual beliefs that we have are based in old beliefs that tell that for you to really be productive and efficient, for people to see you in your private life as somebody that is growing, that is very intense in terms of helping others, you have to be kind of the person that knows all the answers, that can be promoted very fast, that is perfectionist, a person that has very clear plans and strategies and knows the outcomes and knows what to do. I think that this is all what we were talking about efficiency. And productivity is somebody that starts to do things and knows what he wants or she wants, and then follow a plan, deliver everything, and can explain before everything. And this was all part of a predictable world that we do not live anymore. This was all part of a world where everything was in a pace, in such a hurry, that it was impossible to follow sometimes. But the situation right now is a situation we are living a historical moment. We are living a moment where everything is changing. Hola, Cesar. We are living a moment where there is a historical point that we are moving from one period where everything was very analogical to a world that is not only digital but is completely technological. When the quantum computing will come by finally, and we will achieve the singularity point of technology that is not so far away, our lives will change completely. You are seeing already everything changing by the platforms. The way that we work today is changing a lot. And the COVID changes everything even more. For us to be moving from the presence work to be in the office, to need to be face to face with everybody, for us to go to the store to buy things. Right now, what is happening is that we work from home, we buy from home, we do many things virtually. And as much as many people is afraid what will be the future of humanity with so many things virtual, I believe that it's a completely change of way of living that will be good for everybody. And we will have to find this balance. But this situation of uncertainty that we are living right now is because we cannot see exactly how the future will be. There is uncertainty. The plans that we do, the strategy that we build, we have to do in a way that we are able to change it as things appear. There are so many things that are starting to happen all in a sudden. There is so many things that are really unfolding, and we have to act with the moment. But right now we are reacting to everything. So in this context that I gave you guys, the actual beliefs. Hi, Renis. So the context that I gave to you guys, the actual beliefs that we have for efficiency and productivity, the historical moment that we are living of uncertainty also because there are changes to come and the future is not still completely clear. And everybody is living in a moment that is a changing moment. Everything is changing. So what is needed today is people that can work with complexity. We need people that will be able to work with uncertainty. For you to be able to work with uncertainty, you have to have that kind of calmness that you will be able to manage the constant change and is manage. You have to manage your life with the changes that are coming. And at the same time, you have to deal with the pressure that exists around. Hola, Rodrigo. And you will need to collaborate. Why you need to collaborate a lot in the situation that we live today? All companies will ask people who knows how to collaborate, who knows how to collaborate. Companies will need leaders or co-workers that are able to live that uncertainty and even enjoy it. Enjoy it because they celebrate that there is something new coming and you have the opportunity to build it together. And also, what will be needed a lot is people who knows how to work in the organizations and can find solutions and answers together with others. So much more than people that have solutions, the companies will need people who knows what to ask, people who know what to ask, people who will be working together, collaborating, and being able to work under pressure in a complexity situation, and will be kind of the channel where solutions flow, because this person is allowing others to be themselves and to collaborate. So where compassion comes in all of this? Hola, Bran. Where compassion comes in all of this? Compassion will be something very important. I will read a passage of the Tao that inspires me. Is the 48th chapter of the Tao. In the pursuit of knowledge, every day something is added. In the practice of the Tao, every day something is dropped. Less and less do you need to force things until finally you arrive at non action. When nothing is done, nothing is left undone. True mastery can be gained by letting things go their own way. It can't be gained by interfering. It's funny because this passage of the Tao talks a lot about the flow or the synchronicity that athletes use. And we have used a lot in our work when we were in Venezuela, when we were in India. And there is another passage that I want to read that comes after this, that is the 49 passage, and talks about the masters and the people who know what to do. Hola, Carlos. The chapter 49 tells, the master has no mind of her own. She works with the mind of the people. She is good to people who are good, but she's also good to people who aren't good. This is true goodness. She trusts people who are trustworthy. She also trusts people who aren't trustworthy. This is true trust. The master's mind is like space. People don't understand her. They look to her and wait. She treats them like her own children. This is one of the most beautiful passages of the Tao talking about leadership. And here is about compassion. Compassion is being good to the people that are good to us or that they are not good. Is being trusting people that we should trust and also that we should not trust. Because by the end, compassion is a skill that you develop. And I have learned something very important in Rosh India. In Rosh India, when I arrived, the leadership team were working together to collaborate more, to trust each other, to find a bond among them, and this connection that would allow them to bring this connection to the organization and then pass this through to the stakeholders and reinforce the spirit of the organization. And they were telling, they decided as a group before I arrived that they would work in something that is called unconditional positive regard. To have unconditional positive regard would mean that you have an unconditional trust in each other. That even if the worst would be happening, inside yourself, you know that the person wanted to do something, that it was for the greater good. The person was doing something that he or she trusted that this would give a result that would be much better for the company or for others. Then having this thought that everybody was trying to do their best, the difference is that they would be relying on the information and their stories that they have in their mind and their background. This would make us, instead of asking, why are you doing this? Would make us ask, what is in your mind that you think that can help us, that I'm not perceiving? So the situation that we are working today in the present moment is that we need, with the COVID situation, with all of the technological disruptions that are coming, changing the way that the business models are being transforming, the way that the business model will transform completely, and the economies and business models, they will change completely. Because, for example, give an example of my company today, the Work Coherence. I am here in Florida, and I am giving coaching and consulting to companies and people all around the world. And I will start to have people working with me in other countries also. Which kind of business model is this? I'm not a multinational. I am not a big corporation. I am a simple individual that is finding a way through technology to serve people all around the world. But at the same time, people will pay me from all around the world, and people will work with me all around the world. How we will do with the taxes? How we will do with everything? So right now, everything is changing. Everybody has to understand this. As everything is changing, and then things like COVID are coming, and we will have more things to deal with the global warming. There are many things that might come that we do not know, that we will have to learn to face, like COVID. So changes and uncertainty will be a given. Put in the list of the things that you are completely sure that will happen in the next 10 years. On the top of it will be uncertainty and changes. And if you are okay with this, then everything unfolds. Because then you will understand that what the companies will need, big companies, if you work with somebody, you will need to feel so much that moment. You will need to understand so much what is happening, instead of going against, to try to find a stability, to try to find something more stable for you to be able to plan and strategize, promise something for your boss or your company and deliver on it. If you are stuck on it, you will suffer, and you will not be able to be efficient, and you will not be able to be productive, and you will make the life of others a hell. But if you understand that there are circumstances right now that will demand you to calm down and to feel the moment, and you will need so much calmness, and you will need to see what is emerging, because there are things that are changing and emerging. Nobody saw the home office coming so fast, but the ones that felt it, and instead of telling this is temporary and we will go back to the face-to-face work, these people stopped. But the people that told, okay, this is an opportunity, maybe we can test what we always needed. People can be together with the families much more, and we have occasional times in the office because we need to interact and be together with our stakeholders and together as a team. We need to be together. But how we use this moment, we leverage this moment to even change and transform the way that we work. People who saw this challenge that we faced as an opportunity to try new things and adapt to what is coming, to all of the technology and the virtual things that are coming, these were the people that truly, truly, truly were able to do something much better. And at the same time, what is happening also is that all of these emotions and all of these needs of people interacting and connecting much more is coming, is coming to the surface. We need right now to be able to express what we are seeing. If we see an opportunity in a challenge, in something that is not good, like COVID, if we have a feeling that there is an opportunity, we have to be able to express it in a way that we can corroborate and co-create solutions to the benefit of our companies, societies, economies, and families, not minimizing the importance and difficulties of the challenge that we are having, but acknowledging it, but deciding to act instead of reacting and acting to the direction that you want. So, what happens today? I will read a message that I received yesterday. After I sent the invitation for the live, I receive a message that tells a lot about what I am seeing in my coaching, in my mentoring, and in some consultancies that I am giving. So, a person wrote to me, and the person was describing what she was doing, and then uh, he came to a point telling, from my personality perspective, I am very compassionate, soft, silent sometimes, listener, emotional, not political, which has been seen as weakness and demotivated based on it. But I have been following you since 2020 when you came to India and working in India with some passion, beliefs, emotions, and leading the organization with the same. I can understand above qualities can be used as strengths, but how? I'm not sure. And many people is telling this. Many people is telling, I am compassionate, I am good, and I want to work like this. I want to appear like this. How should I do? Is it possible? And this is exactly the point. Many people is looking for leaders that are compassionate and companies that are compassionate. So I am talking to people that report to bosses that they wish that would be compassionate. I am talking and working with leaders that want to be compassionate, but they don't know how the teams, how the people that are working with them would feel. I'm working with companies that are telling, but I have to be as smart as a badass. How the market will see me, how the investors will see me if I am a compassionate company. They will think that I cannot strive for more profit, for growing. And it is very important for everybody to understand right now. Right now is the moment that everybody has to work with compassion, with trust. And each one, I think that this work will come and we will start from each one of us as human beings. We have to start being compassionate in our workplace. And why this will be important? All of the work that we have for mental health, for safe workspaces, they will not work if we, one of us, we want so much compassion, but we are not compassionate. If we want compassion, but when we are working with our colleague, the first thing that we think is that this person is competing with me. I will not be promoted because this person will be promoted. And I start to try to boycott their work. So if, on the contrary, if everybody starts to work with compassion and we start to understand that we have a common goal, what is the common goal that we have? Is to make our company that we are working with or at, if our society that we are part of, our community that we are part of, the economy that we help, the country that we live in. If we think that everybody has the objective to make it strive together in harmony, if we understand that by the end, the goal that we have is that we work together very well, much better, that we have better lives, and whatever we do will impact all these spheres of our lives, then it will be completely different. And then I will ask you something. To be compassionate really will help you to live a life of abundance and not a limiting life. So I ask you why compassion can really change you and how it can change the environment that you are to make it more productive and efficient. It's very funny to think about it. And it's a very, very nice thought and feeling. When you have compassion, the compassion changes the way that your brain works. When you have more compassion, from the neuroscience point of view, if you develop compassion and believing in people and believing that we can do things together and wanting to take all of the suffering from people and from you and live without suffering, live in harmony. This is what happens with your brain. When your brain is working and you are feeding the part of your brain that has neural pathways that are being reinforced and created by the compassion, you are decreasing the amygdala. That is a part of the brain that deals a lot with the bad emotions, the destructive emotions, that completely brings fear to you. The problem of the society today is that everybody is afraid of something. So we are working to avoid something, we are living to avoid something or to prevent from something. And this is the work of the amygdala, that is a muscle in your brain, kind of muscle that will grow. As you feed the neural pathways that have compassion, this amygdala is decreasing. So the moment that you have anything to do or any reaction, any crisis, the amygdala will not be so strong to work. So you will work with more compassion. So your decision-making process will be much more clear, with much more clarity. You will be able to see the situation as it is and not blurred by your fear or your anger. And look how beautiful. In this moment, when you are at work and everybody is afraid and nobody can see what is coming, nobody can see an opportunity, and you have compassion in your heart, you will see the opportunities. You will be the person to extend your hand to somebody and tell me about your fear. I want to help you not to have it anymore. See what I am seeing. There is an opportunity here. When this person will be able to help the other one, and the other one will feel this compassion, these neuronal pathways will be reinforced from the other also. And these will be much stronger together, both of them. No, it doesn't matter who is the boss when there is a crisis. The leader will be the person who will be able to have trust and compassion in their heart and will be able to guide people to see clearly what is emerging, the opportunities, and focus on the solutions instead of being ruminating the problem and the challenge that they are facing. So, indeed, really, really having compassion will make you be a much better human being. And if you are a better human being, you will be a better professional. You will be a better person. You will be a better parent. You will be a better children, daughter, son. You will be better in your community. So if we are able to do this, it will change completely. And I think that many of you know exactly what I am telling. I'm seeing people that I worked like Gamal, Jorge. I you guys know what I mean. When you work with something beyond just your wish to be promoted, to be better than others, when you work without competition, but you work in a way that we are building something together, there is a space for everybody, because then you are living in a world, in a life of abundance. And your thoughts and your actions will be according to it. So, there are some things that are very important for us to have in our mind when we will be able to have compassion. We will be able to believe in others no matter what. So, if somebody is going to a crisis, we will be able to take this person from a crisis, and we will have the environment for others to believe also. So if this person is a good person, everybody is. But if this person is going through something difficult, but everybody, one person believes in this person, the others will believe also. So you are nurturing an environment that is a safe space for this person to go through his or her suffering and explain it and come back. You will be providing a place where people can think better and see beyond fears and the concerns that they have. We will then help also this person. If this person is going through a family crisis, we will help this person to help their family to stop, pause, and find a new perspective. So, the importance of having environments of compassion and trust in the workplace is much, much, much deeper than we think that it is just for the business. In moments that society are facing challenges like COVID, people are going to work because they have to have their paycheck, and they are facing challenges at home that they would like to be there. But if they go to the work and they find an environment of compassion, and the company is trying to find the best for the employees, the best for the society, and reinventing themselves, working, reviewing vision, reviewing strategy, having a strategy that is flexible. You have to have a strategy. It's not that you do not have in your life, and in your private and your professional life. You have to have a strategy, you have to have plans, but just for them to guide you and for you to be able to see and measure how you are going against what you want in your life, your purpose, like your vision of your company. But then we will be able to make people that are at the work feel, understand that compassion is important. Okay, I am seeing how I am working here, how the company is facing this challenge. It is with compassion, it is with planning and strategy. So let's plan again, let's re-strategize, let's review what is our purpose, our vision, because the world needs something different. So probably my family also needs something different. How can I review what my family wants, because I am seeing that is working in my workplace? Or even the contrary, when somebody is making this in their private lives, they can bring and do this to their professional lives. So, what happens in your work? let's go back to your professional life. What will happen if you, as an employee, as a co-worker, if even if you do not have a team, you are not a leader, but how compassion will help you to to have more access in your company, to be more together with others, to understand what is going on and have a possibility for promotions, or at least to add value. Because if you add value, you will be promoted. If you are more compassionate, what happens? You listen more. If you listen more, people is not afraid of you. You are not a threat. If you are not a threat and you listen, being compassionate, people will share much more with you, and they will ask you questions that will help you to rethink many things. They will share their plans, their information. They will share what they are doing because they want to hear from you. They You will have a much broader perspective than you have, because people sharing what without fear and not thinking that they are judged, they will not judge you, and they will also tell what they think that you can be better at, because they want to help you, and you know that they want to help. So you, oh, tell me, do you think that this is not the right way to approach this person? What is the right way? Because you know that the person is not criticizing you. So another thing that is very important is that people with so if you are a leader, if you are a leader that you work with compassion, people with crazy ideas will come to you. Because normally, if we need perfection and we need everything to work as we plan, people will not come with an idea that has risks. So if you are compassionate and if you trust people, people with craziest ideas will come to you, and then you can put together this bunch of crazy people with crazy ideas that have the same purpose, and we can make crazy things to really help the company grow and help the society grow. Also, what will happen if you are a leader that you work with compassion is that you will be able to help more people, because people will be vulnerable. People will come to you when they need help. And immediately, what you can do is that if somebody needs help because it's going through some problem in their private lives, you can balance out. You can see people. And if this person doesn't feel like talking to colleagues, you can find a way to balance and help people, help people to have their backs. And in this way, people will start to feel more at easy, and they will trust each other, because, wow, if the person that I am telling and sharing what I am going through and is impacting my performance at work, and this person could fire me. This person is trying to find help, and another person is seeing from the company that the person that could fire or could judge, instead of doing this, is trying to help the other one. Everybody will help each other. This is role modeling compassion, role modeling collaboration as a leader. And another thing that I wrote down here is that if you see some person that is really working very well and doing very well everything, you can bring this person to be a leader. Make this person lead. Make this person go there and help others. I think that is so important for us to really do not think so much in, I don't know, don't think so much in um, theories or how I do this. In being compassionate and being good to each other, do not think so much. Start doing it. Start doing it. And for me, a very good way to do it was with unconditional positive regard. To think that, for example, when I am with my husband, whatever happens, and even if I have the biggest disagreement with my husband, but I know that he wants the best for me as his wife, and the best for my children and the best for our family. So I have this unconditional positive regard that even if something that I disagree profoundly, I know that he wants this for us. So then I ask, what is that you are seeing that I might not be seeing? And many times I broaden my perspective. And this happened a lot in the work. And this should happen between siblings, among friends, in the community. If there is somebody that thinks different from you, that you disagree profoundly, celebrate the diversity that is emerging. There is a diversity emerging. There is something that you can learn from this completely different point of view. If these people are not hurting you, you can go there and work with them. If they are hurting you, accept what they are telling. Learn from it. Keep people away that is hurting you, but do not lose the chance from learning from them. Do not lose this chance. So, as a summary for everybody, we are living in a historical moment, both in the change of eras from an analogical way of living to a technological way of living. At the same time, we are living challenges as COVID. And we cannot see the future. That's why we are living so much uncertainty and so much fear. So let's shift it and let's just see with clarity. There is a change. So we know that uncertainty and change will be the two things that will appear in any list that you will make that we will have the next 5 years. Make peace with it and understand that change and uncertainty can help you to build whatever you want. And then understand that everybody, governments, business, communities, families will need to understand what is emerging and adapt to it and plan and strategize very flexible to be adapting to what is emerging and what is changing. So, if we understand this, we will understand also that compassion is one of the most important uh, skills, emotion that we have, because to be compassionate is to want to release the world from the suffering that they have. So we also can be free of suffering and can enjoy even in a challenge. We might feel sad, we might be angry, we will not stop feeling these bad feelings. But the bad feelings will not become destructive emotions, feelings, because we choose which are the emotions that we are going to live with and act. So, to be compassionate starts with having unconditional positive regard to everything. People around you, they want to do the best to have a best environment for them to live their environment. And most probably this might affect a little you, but if you talk to the person and understand what they are doing to make a better environment, you can just embrace it and include yourself, and then even make a bigger, better environment together instead of fighting which is the best environment for each other. Let's do an environment that is better for more people. So, talking, communicating at this point, listening with compassion, knowing that everybody wants the best that is around them. How can we make this around them, around us? How can we come from an ego perspective to an eco perspective in a much more systemic way to approach things, looking and understanding that everything is connected and we impact in everything? My tip for everybody is do not give up being compassionate. if there is a moment that something happens that you feel demotivated because somebody kind of showed you that thought that you would be weak because you're compassionate, do not focus on this. Focus on people that value your compassion. Focus on people that will take advantage of your compassion to make it much better for the people around the company, the organizations, the communities. Focus on people that want the same that you want, but do not forget to learn from others and try to increase this comfort zone for everybody. So this is what I wanted to bring for today in this discussion of compassion. And I really, really appreciate everybody being here. And I appreciate a lot the comments. Um, hello, Manoj. Hello, hola, Deborah. Hello, Deborah. Gamal. So I just wanted everybody to finish this moment. I want to read a last passage here of leadership. Just 1 second. This is the chapter 30. Whoever relies on the way, on the flow in governing man, doesn't try to force issues or defeat enemies by force of arms. For every force, there is a counter force. Violence, even well intentioned, always rebounds upon oneself. The master does his job and then stops. He understands that the universe is forever out of control and that trying to dominate events goes against the current of the flow, the way. Because he believes in himself, he doesn't try to convince others. Because he is content with himself, he doesn't need others' approval. Because he accepts himself. The whole world accepts him. So I hope that you all have this strength inside to believe in yourself, to be content with yourself, and to accept yourself and live with the biggest compassion that you have in your heart, because this is the way to really transform the world that we live in. Thank you a lot, everybody. Hola, Javier. Thank you. And see you probably next Wednesday. I will start to make series of dialogues, and I will be announcing these events here in the LinkedIn and also in the YouTube. You will find also this in the YouTube. Thank you, everybody. Everybody have a very good weekend. Bye.